Good morning, everybody. It is December 6th, 8:10 a.m. This market doesn't know what it wants to do. Q's got some life yesterday. Nasdaq got some life yesterday. A couple stocks hit their 50-day moving average, like Google and Nvidia. Nvidia holding 450. Okay, so there were some telltale signs that they had a nice little pullback. That's what's going on. So yesterday, Q's were a little stronger than the SPY, relatively, and then it kind of evened off. But you got some nice moves in Apple and Microsoft. Like I said, Nvidia is defending 450. So we have to see what really transpires here. It's December, so volume's actually been decent. So we'll have to see. But anyway, welcome to my channel. My name's Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile, volume profile to find structure in the market. Also with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day, all to help me find structure and be on the right side of the market when you want to put a trade on. Okay, this market is just coiling and coiling and coiling, false breakouts, false breakdowns. So it's really not easy to swing right now. An iron condor would be the best bet in the last week or two because we're not going anywhere. So something's big's gonna happen. Seasonality probability probably says a move to the upside. So you can get a pullback before that happens, but who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? But seasonality's been playing out to the T this year. So if you just played seasonality, you've been doing good. But we all know price action can fool you. So without further ado, let's just get into this, right? Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Always, if you appreciate my work, what I say, give me a like. That would help my channel out. You could always follow me on social media at X as well. That would also be great. All right, so why don't we get right into these futures, right? All right, so today, gold, after probably some profit taking, up 0.44, holding over 2K. Bitcoin's up 0.43. Okay, well, 0.49 as I speak. Russell's up 0.32. Nasdaq's up 0.21. ES up 0.19. There is some employment data, ADP employment data coming out at 8:15. Let's see if that moved the market. Okay, big one's coming on Friday. But silver's up 0.14. The Dow's up 0.11. The VIX is flat. 10-year yield reports at 820. 30-year bonds is kind of flat. They were down more earlier. So the VIX is basically flat. I mean, I just said it was at zero, but it just slightly went down. Ether's down 0.24. And crude is just getting hammered. Hammered, hammered, hammered. I'm going to say this again. This is pretty good for setting up for next year for crude. Around $65 a barrel or so. We start pushing down there. Most likely we'll fill the strategic petroleum reserve here. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's move on to stocks. I like the day trade and swing trade. All right, Tesla. Tesla is up 1.35%. AMD's up 1%. Coin is up 0.93%. All right. Nvidia is up. All right. Most of the Nasdaq is up. Only laggards BABA, which has been a dog. So let's move on to top sector stocks. Okay. We got Exxon, Qualcomm, Disney. Now the strike, I think it's the writers. The writers have reached an agreement with Hollywood, so that is over. So I would think Disney and Netflix would get a little bump from that. Okay, Disney's get up 0.23. All right, let's see what else here. Only laggard is J&J. They have some talc powder cancer settlements they want to keep settling. I mean, it's only down 0.07, so Market's moving as we speak. I just heard we hit a supply zone. So let's move on. Sectors. All right, we got a leader that's XLY. Okay, so 170 is a key level. It's at 171 right now. Semis, financials, tech, all positive, right? No negatives. Really nothing negative in the market. The strongest index this morning is the Russell. Okay, that's what's right now. Russell is the strongest. Let's see here. Let's move on. Let's look at the economic calendar. I wouldn't call there's much news now. The ADP just dropped, so let's look at that. Okay. So, boom. All right. So it looks like forecast is 125. It came under at 103. So that's bullish, right? Normally it wouldn't be, but this is because the Fed's uh, tightening restrictiveness is working. That's what it looks like. So that's going to be bullish for the market. Okay. Tomorrow we got jobless claims, but the big one's non-farm payrolls and unemployment on Friday. Okay. And this market's just not sure what it's going to do. Is it Santa Claus rally time? Is it, we already saw the top for this year? Don't know. Like I said, could pull back. Um, in some news, let's see. I know that the Wall Street bank bosses are warning U.S. lawmakers that new regulations will hurt the economy. Okay, so it says top bosses of J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and other major banks plan to warn lawmakers that capital hikes and other new regulations being contemplated by U.S. bank regulators will hurt credit markets and the broader economy. Okay, ExxonMobil forecasts higher production. That's why it's up. Delta Air reaffirms profit and revenue forecast for 2023. You got FTCs trying to stop Microsoft already closed deal for Activision. All right, now let's see here. Here it is. So Netflix, Walt Disney Company, and Warner Brothers, members of the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union, approved a 3-year contract with major studios on Tuesday, formally ending 6 months of Hollywood labor disputes that halt their film and television production. So you got that news. You got Nvidia producing chips that curb the China's rules. CVS Health gets a price target raise. All right. AutoZone. That's basically it for the news. I think that would be it. Okay, let's move on to the daily charts, which there's nothing to really see. Let's look at those daily charts. All right, there's not a lot to see here. We're within last week's highs and lows. So inside last week's. We're just coiling up here, right? Inside. Got a little uptrend here that's being held. Okay. I showed you the guys at that futures. I'm going to show you that again in the hourly chart. Okay, what's been happening with futures? Got a little downtrend here that's been going on as well. Where are we at now? 457.60. 457.60. Let's see. 457.60. So we're right at yesterday's highs. Okay. So market's got to do something, right? But right now it's not doing much. More movement came in the Qs, right? You got that big pullback. Okay, you hit the 20-day simple moving average here. Got a nice buying excess wick here. And yesterday, you can see we opened down here and then got bought up and took back last week's lows. Okay, 386. So we closed up here at 387.29. All right, so now we had this downtrend broken, and then we kind of closed right at this downtrend line. So that 20 simple moving average so far acting as support. Okay, where are we at now? 388.20. Right at the top of the range of yesterday. Okay, so if we start pushing back up, you got 3 days here of sellers that possibly, I mean, the market's still moving higher. So we'll have to see. Is this queuing up to just eventually go do a blow off top? I don't know, right? So that's looking at that. Let's go over to triple headed monster. Let's look at that together. And that's the bond market. And let's just see what we have going on here. All right. So I've been talking about this 4.2 level. I said that's the next level. Now we're falling under that. Okay, we're below last week's lows. Next move down is 4.08. So it's interesting because the bond market keeps falling and the market has stopped kind of rising. So I think we need to get a flush down here to really see if we got one last Santa Claus in us to push up, possibly hit the 200-day moving average here. Okay, and the VIX is pretty much dead right now. There's not a lot of fear there. VIX is down here, just in this range. Okay, not a lot of fear right now. And the dollar is kind of hanging out. Now, it kind of bounced here at this 102.71. It's moving up. Okay. So I got to watch that. It's above the 200-day moving average now. The 90 MA. It just hit the 20-day simple moving average. So let's see. Next move would be to 104.64. Okay, this would put a little pressure on the equities if it starts going up again. Pressure on metals and commodities. Okay. All right. Let's go to my favorite thing. Is the market profile. And let's look at this. Let's look at this sideways action, right? Market died yesterday. Oof. All right. Let's look at structure. It's no surprise here what I'm going to say. Let's just look at it anyway. Okay. So we have excess at the top. We have the most traded price here. I keep going back to it at 45. 45. No, now the most traded price of the week has moved up to like 45.70. Okay. 45.65. This area right here has just been a magnet. Okay. However, price is right here. Price is above the major levels. Okay, that's bullish, but we all know we could slip right back, go back into balance. Okay, but right now we're looking a little bullish. Okay, now let's see where we opened here. So we opened here in the overnight. We went down. That's the short activity to this much long activity. So we're about 75% net long in the overnight. Okay. Another thing I'm noticing is we have a bullish imbalance in the profile. I just talked about this with Rosita the other day. I was explaining to her what a bullish imbalance is in a profile. Okay, and I'll explain it here. So a normal distribution of anything is a bell curve. So a bell curve obviously looks like this. Right? So you have the most traded, let's say the most common number of anything, it doesn't even matter. And then you have the excess at the bottoms, and you have this area where the most common places. Okay, so if you turn that vertical, that's volume profile, market profile. Okay, so when you have a bell curve just like this, that's a bell curve. Okay, when 70% of the trade happens in the bell curve, in the bell, that's market profile, volume profile. Okay, so when you have an incomplete profile like this one, look at the bell curve right here. There's the bell. We don't have this. Okay, so generally, if this holds and we come down here and test this, the market's going to come up and correct this and make excess at the top. Now, does it mean it has to happen today? No, but it generally happens. Okay, and what I was explaining to Rosa the other day was I love market profile even though I know patterns. Okay, I know the patterns. Okay, bull flags, wedges, all that stuff, inverse head and shoulders, cup and whatever. I don't even care. They all are bullish and balance in the profile. You'll see it in the profile just like this. So I don't need to look at patterns. That's why profile, I can just look at it. Oh, it's got a bullish and balance. Look, it's got excess at the bottom and then none at the top. So this is in supply. You have old single prints here that have not been taken out. All right, so in this scenario, we're above the major levels in the ES. We're above monthly VWAP. Okay, you have demand here. Okay, so what could happen here? You could possibly push up, but then come back down, not break that, come into this demand, hold these levels, and then that's when you clean this up, make the excess. Could make a little move today. Okay. Now you do have a weak low here at the overnight low, because what's at this low? Right? What's at this low? Most traded price of yesterday. And then if you break this, the only thing is you still have all this. But if you break and hold, well, then you're going to break this way. Okay? It's all about the most pain. Really, when it comes to trading, it's all about the most pain. Where's the most pain going to be caused? All right, so we have yesterday's high, overnight low, yesterday's low. Price is at the highs of yesterday. In supply here, okay? So, if we really talk about it, I just gave you a scenario, but I'll just explain it again. You could push up a little bit, and let's say you don't break that. Okay, you don't break that bullish imbalance, and we do wind up coming back. Okay, you got monthly VWAP right there, yesterday's most traded price, and a big level. If you hold these levels, start making higher lows, well, this is going to get the fuel to break this and possibly test the supply here and here. Okay, that's one. Now, another thing could be is if you come down here and you break these levels. Okay, this is bullish scenario. There's a demand zone down here, and you break these lows. That's a weak low there. And you hold this. This could also fuel a move back into this area and possibly move back up. Because this would be balance rules down here. Okay. So have to see there. Now, as far as bearish goes, we're on the other side of balance now. So if you do correct this, okay, you do got a little excess, but if you do correct this, meaning like you push it out to here, then you could start falling. Now, this is the most traded price of the overnight. Check this out. Remember I said the most pain? So if we're long from here and here, and now this is the most trades overnight, which is weak hands. If you come through here, hold, you're going to get a pushback into here. And then you're going to get into this big level, right? You need to push through this level, hold, hold, hold to break these weak lows here, and then see if we can fall. Maybe to the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, like I said, this is bearish. We could always defend the bracket low, the bottom low, and you go back up, right? But you have to put it in your scenario. All right. So far, I hope everybody's with me, understanding. If you don't, ask a question. Okay. And I might be talking to myself, and that's all right. This helps me. This helps me look at the market. All right, let's look at the NASDAQ. So we got, here's our curve, there's our bell, and there's our excess. You don't have a ton of excess, but you do. So you see that it's a completed profile. That means we're in balance. Okay, price is right here. It's right at yesterday's highs. Okay, this looks exactly like the ES. Exactly. We're in supply. We got a bullish imbalance. Okay, here's the bullish imbalance. So I honestly don't really have to go over the intricacies of this. It's the same exact setup. Got demand here. Got the big levels. Okay, so the question is, can the bulls defend this level in the monthly VWAP, right? And then you can go higher, right? Can the bears defend this supply zone up here with the most trades happening right here? If we push up a little bit, come through, you're gonna get some selling, and then the big test is here. Can you break this level? If you break it, well, then you hold it. You're gonna come down and test this demand zone, okay? And these lows. Can you push down and finally fill this gap? Of course, balance could always be defended, right? But remember, Qs have been a little weaker, so you have to see, okay? You have to see. Now, in essence of, I have a little more time, I'm just going to show you that hourly chart, okay? Let's go to that hourly chart really quickly. Give me one sec. Just show you this trend line that was defended yesterday, and I brought it up yesterday on the feed. Okay, oh, market's pushing up right now. All right, we just got excess to the top on the ES. So that market is putting excess at the top. It's completing the bullish imbalance that I just spoke about. See, so it's happening right now as we speak. Okay, so if I could show you the market profile. Now, this profile has been completed. You see what I mean? Now the bell curve, it has a bell curve. Before, this looked like this. Now, it looks like this. This could be the move. Now you have excess here. See what I mean? Usually excess, you got thin volume up here. Usually, there it's pushing up, see? You're pushing up. You're getting this bell curve now. So, very important to see that. Okay, now let's move over to the hourly chart. Okay, and I just want to show you guys before I go that trend line. That trend line's a thing of beauty, right? Look at that. How many touches it touched. Boom, boom. And yesterday, look, yesterday held this demand and trend right there. Now we're pushing up, okay? We're not out of this supply zone yet. And you just have this overhead supply right here. Okay? So we just made that bullish imbalance. No more in bullish imbalance anymore. Okay. So we'll have to see if this gets followed through. All right, so now we're gapping up. So that's a whole nother story, whole nother rules. Can we fill the gap? Do we fail to fill the gap? Do we just gap and go? Okay, you're getting excess now. People are going to start taking profits. Okay, we'll have to see now. Kind of changes things a little bit, but you have to adjust, all right, with the markets. Hopefully everybody enjoyed my analysis. Subscribe, set an alert, okay? If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and a like. That would help my channel out, okay? You could also follow me at X at Gonzo719. All right. So now it's all about gap fills. We're gapping higher. We're in supply though. Okay. And this market, I have to see with gamma where we're at right now. Okay. And if we're in positive gamma or negative gamma. Yesterday we did make it in positive gamma, so usually that's a buy the dip. It's a little less volatile when you're in positive gamma, okay, than negative gamma. So oh, we're getting some selling now. See that? Getting some big orders hitting the tape. So everybody, good luck today, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.